Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to Psalm 138. We are revisiting a water can. I know that we did a water can once before, but this is the vision, the initial vision that I got. So I try to stay true to that. Um, and you know what? If it's another watering can, sometimes God needs to speak to me a couple of different ways before I get it, and maybe with a couple of different pictures before I finally really grasp hold of that truth. So watering can it is. Um, but I think that the message is just a little bit this time different this time. And what I got from this week's psalm, I love this week's psalm because remember that we went from in Psalm 136 to the promises of from the promises of God that His tender love continues for us forever. And then last week we were in captivity, and we were in this deafening sadness that that can be the loudest thing around. And then this week we come back out of that again with the promises of God, and that's just the way He is. Um, so the part that I just loved is that thinking back to last week when we were in the deafening sadness, in verse 3 of Psalm 138, he says, "At the very moment I called out to you, you answered me." It didn't take a minute. It didn't take a second. It didn't take a nanosecond. In the very moment I called out to you, you answered me. And that's how quickly he answers us. And that answer can come in a sense of just being able to catch your breath again, or just a moment of clarity of thought, of just a moment of anxiety being lifted, just a moment of peace, just a moment of joy. In the moment I called out to you, you answered me. Sometimes this is a whole different thing, but sometimes his prayers are not answered the way we want them to be answered. But he answers. He answers according to his will. He answers according to his purposes for us in the moment that we call out to him. He answers. And for that deafening sadness, you strengthened me deep within my soul and breathed fresh courage into me. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? In the very last psalm, they were hanging their harps on the very weeping willow, the personification, not the personification, the very epitome of sadness, the weeping willow. They're hanging their joy on it and walking away. And here it says, in the moment that we call out, he answers us. In the moment we call out, he strengthens our soul and he breathes courage into us to continue on. Um, so, jumping down to verse 7, by your mighty power, I can walk through any devastation, anything. Through him, we can walk through anything. And you will keep me alive, not just keep me alive, but reviving me. Your power set me free from the hatred of my enemies. He not only keeps us alive, he revives us, he renews us, he strengthens us, he breathes courage into us. And this last part is where my picture comes in with the watering can. You keep every promise you've ever made to me. Since your love for me is constant and endless, I ask you, Lord, to finish every good thing that you began in me. And that's my watering can, and that's my seed, because I have to die to everything that I want for me in order to embrace every good thing that he has for me. And I have to crack out of the shell of what I want and who I think I should be and my expectations, and allow his kingdom work to break forth out of me. And my watering can has some patches on it because I tell you what, I, my God has had to poke me and prod me to get me to where he wants me. I know that I am as stubborn as the day is long, and I want to do things the way that I want to. And he does have to speak to me time and time again. And he does have to give me messages in different pictures and in different ways. But he loves me all the same. And he continues to rethink and redream me as I continue to rethink and redream me and go about my own business and my own affairs. He never stops watering me. He never stops coaxing me, and he never stops encouraging his kingdom purposes and passions out of my life and out of my heart. And I love that about my God. Honestly, truth be told, if I was going to be drawing the watering can that he waters me with, it would have some serious dents and holes and kicks in it. It would have patches. It would have holes in it because I am a work that my God continues to invest in, continues to love on, continues to encourage and bless. And I'm not worthy. I am not worthy of that watering can encouraging his purposes for my life. I'm not worthy that he continues to finish every good thing that he began in me. How great is our God? How great is our God? Oh, I just love him. I just absolutely love him. So that's why another watering can, a little bit, I think, of a different message than it was last time. But Lord, I do ask that you would finish every good thing that you've begun in every one of us. Amen. See you next week, guys, in Psalm 139. Bye, guys.